exercise that will be performed during this dynamic warm-up is a knee hug to a lateral twist. One thing to focus on during that exercise is to make sure that your knees don't go over your toes. Another exercise that could be performed are Frankensteins. Things to focus on are opposite foot, opposite arm movements, as well as keeping your back straight. Another exercise that can be performed is a forward lunge and open twist. Again, make sure your knees don't go over your toes.
Hey everyone, today we're going to go through the second half of the baseball warm-up for the lower extremities. This one's going to go into more speed as well as squat stuff. So the first one is going to be the side shuffle to sprint. It's mainly going to focus on the transition from leaving base, going right back into a sprint to the next base. And I'll show an example. Start here, side shuffle. We're going to do 3 reps. Each rep you're going to go relatively faster. So for example, you'll start out at 70% and go 80% of your max and 90%. After this, you're going to move to your lateral lunging or your lateral squats. It's going to help with the knee valgus and promote your knees to go outwards and increase the quadricep activation during any movement. The main focus with this, you want to make sure your knees go outward and not cave inward. You want more of a varus to activate those glute medius and glute max rather than keeping those inactive and having them cave inward. The next one is going to be arm circles with a skip. This is more to just activate the upper and the lower body. And I'll demonstrate. And after this, you can mix it up a little bit if you want to do more of a windmill variation, which I'll demonstrate. The last exercise we have is the karaoke, and that's more to warm up your internal rotators, your external rotators, the glutes, hamstrings, pretty much all your lower extremity muscles so that you have some type of mobility throughout that powerful movement of sprinting. And I'll show an example. So the movement mainly is one leg behind it and you're bringing the one in. If you want to progress from that, you can do it with a knee going upward, hip flexion. All right, thank you. That concludes this video.
For the butterfly stretch, you're going to start seated with your feet together. You will bounce your knees and then push down into them with your elbows to feel the stretch. For the toe touch stretch, you want to start standing erect. Put your arms behind your back clasped and hinge at the hips. Taking deep breaths to make sure that your knees are not too bent and that you do not have a curve in your back. For the side toe reach, you want to start with your feet about shoulder width apart, arms outstretched to the sides, and then you're going to reach for your ankle. You don't want to have too much bend in your knees or be leaning too far forward or back. Just go to the side and to the point of discomfort and hold. For knee to chest, you will start standing straight up, feet shoulder width apart, and then just take one hand and pull your knee into your chest until you feel a stretch in your lower back. Try not to round your back or bend your stance leg too much. You want to start by standing with your feet shoulder width apart. Bend your knee back and grasp your ankle with one hand and assist in bending your knee back as far as possible. You might feel a greater stretch if you try to push your knee in towards your other knee, and you're going to maintain this position for about 10 seconds. For the cross arm stretch, you're going to start with your arm stretched out to the side and then just pull one across your chest and hold it with the other until you feel a stretch. For the overhead arm stretch, you're just going to take one arm, put it over your head, and grab your elbow with the opposite hand until you feel a stretch. Try not to have your chest too far out and stand as straight as possible.